Wayne Cavadi with NCAA.com here, and I'm joined by Jared Bernhardt of Ferris State football. Jared has found himself in the national headlines and earning awards for his performance in week one when he went off for 300 total yards and 7 touchdowns. This comes on the heels, of course, of a dominant career in lacrosse. Jared, first, what brought you back to the gridiron?
Always loved the game, played it, when I was little all the way up through high school. My dad was a longtime football coach, so we kind of were talking about it as I was ending, getting to the end of my career at Maryland, about what I wanted to do afterwards. And football was in the discussion.
Yeah. Was there ever a time, like, let's go back to high school. Was there ever a time you wanted to play both sports in college?
I don't know about both sports. I definitely later on in my high school career, some football things came up, some interest. Honestly, I didn't really even think I was gonna have any, opportunity to play football. I never really thought about it in high school. But some things came up, so that was some discussion I had to have with my family, and ultimately, obviously, chose to do lacrosse.
Yeah, you did it pretty well. What was, when you were searching for football, what was that process like? How did you wind up at Ferris State, and what made you choose the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I kind of just had actually my dad was kind of helping me out with that. He kind of had some templates and things and helped me, formulate, an email that I could, send out to schools, kind of about, my lacrosse, what I've been doing. Obviously played football in high school, but have the interest in, trying to do a year of football after I finish.
Yeah. So if I read correctly, you were actually going to play last year, but football got canceled, so you wound up staying and playing another year of lacrosse?
Yeah, lacrosse. So we got it was still pretty early. COVID hit, and that ended up, canceling our season. And I had already kind of committed to doing football, so I was going to actually. I actually came up to Ferris for a few weeks for summer workouts, to get familiar and do that. And so I was planning to play football that fall, but COVID was, still a big problem, still is, obviously, and obviously foiled those plans. So took off that fall, trained, and decided to go back to Maryland and finish my senior season.
So just to be clear, you couldn't play football, so you were just like, what the heck? I'm going to go win the highest honor in Division I lacrosse and have one of the best seasons ever.
Honestly, I wasn't even in the back of my mind. I was trying to, win a championship. I was lucky enough my freshman year to do that at Maryland, with our leadership and experience from the senior class. So I was trying to, this is my last go around. So that's all was on my mind, really.
Yeah. What was before the first actual live football game that you played last week?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you were on the field, you looked calm and you were in the zone, but before the game, what were those emotions like?
Yeah, you got a bunch of different emotions. I mean, it's really trying to stay focused and locked in, especially being new to football. It's all new to me. So I'm really, really trying to be engaged and trying to, focus on every little thing that's going on out there. Whereas lacrosse, I kind of knew the routine and, how things worked and this and that. And, it was in the offense, whereas football, I'm learning, the offense. I'm learning how their routine is, especially on game days and this and that. So, but definitely a bunch of emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, watching Ferris State over the years, Tony Anise, he has quarterback after quarterback, and they're very successful. Mm-hmm. Did you find working with him in particular had you ready? Was it something that he molded kind of the offense to you so you were comfortable?
I think, a lot of the things they do with any quarterback, even Malik, Jesse, Evan that went in, they're still running the same exact things, because all those guys are capable. But coach, obviously does a great job of, playing to your strengths, whoever's in. So, and that helps, make it a lot more comfortable for you.
Right. So looking at both sports, I mean, like we said, you are the Tewaaraton winner last year. You left Maryland with a slew of records, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you said they're different, but what similarities in both sports can you use in football to make you even stronger?
I mean, the decision making, both are pretty fast. You're trying to make quick decisions, obviously. Definitely not up to par, with a lot of the football. There's different coverages, a lot of things going on, whereas lacrosse, I had, some time to build my IQ, Coach Tillman, Coach Repper, Coach Benson and stuff. So, I had some experience, whereas, I'm new. So not too much experience with football in that aspect, but, trying to grow and learn along the way.
Yeah. And one of the things I think, at least from an observer standpoint, you mentioned the other quarterbacks that came in and they're successful and they're pretty good, right? They're very good quarterbacks. So,
yes,
what's that QB room like to have those guys to talk with and get kind of acclimated with?
I think it's great. It's been awesome. Those guys have, been really supportive, especially with helping me, again, being new and everything. They've had experience, playing, and even with this past year, they've had a lot of time in the fall and spring, to play football, even though if it wasn't in season. So, they've been great with, being supportive, helping me out, when needed. So that's been great.
And what's your ultimate goal? Obviously, you're part of the team and Ferris State is always right there in the championship hunt, but what would you like to see, you succeed by the end of the season?
I mean, honestly, I've kind of already, there's always something to strive for. Obviously, I want to win a championship. But honestly, just being in this position to even be on a team, especially of this caliber, is already probably more than I can ask for, especially for my position, not having played football in quite a while, and getting the opportunity to be on this team, I'm really already thankful enough for that. I can say not a lot of people get an opportunity to do that. So but yeah, obviously want to win a championship, but already thankful enough to be on this team for sure. I
mean, Ferris State has been so close for so long. If you're the guy that gets them over the hump, it's tough movie scripts are written about, right? It would be remarkable. And I guess that's just got to be an exciting feeling knowing that you're in that position at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. They said we got a veteran group up front. We got a lot of good players on the offensive side and defensive side, but and like I said, the other quarterbacks, great players as well and great people. So a lot of just good people, and excited for the journey.
Yeah, well, Jared, I know you have a huge game coming up and then a whole new conference schedule coming. So I'm going to let you get back to that quarterback room, but good luck the rest of the way. And we're very grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.